Thank you. I'm just testing.
Lady Henderson, you have two audios running. You may want to.
Understood. I don't actually have muted. All right, can you hear me now? Great. And Mr. Hurd, if you could switch me to being able to share my agenda, please. Let's see. Share. Mr. Hurd, can you give me the functionality to share my agenda? It's not showing up on my second computer for me. I may have been given the permission on the Dell PC, but not the other one. I should be logged in twice. So if somebody could give me the presentation.
I have you with presenter rights now.
Okay.
Share content.
Let me do that. All right, colleagues, well, rather than delay further, we are not going to have the agenda in front of us today. I tried to be good about getting two computers open so that you all could see the agenda per usual, and I could actually see people raise their hands at the same time, but it does not look like I'm going to be successful in that effort. Oh, here it comes. Now that I've turned off my video, it's working. Okay, let's get going then. Okay, here is our agenda. Okay, alrighty. Okay, so I'll begin the countdown. Thank you all for your patience. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Monday, July 6th, and we're calling the Public Works Committee of the Metro Council to order. Let's go ahead and take attendance, please. And Council Lady Allen, are you present? Yes, colleagues, if you would just raise your hand to indicate your presence, and then staff can call that out and just make sure to concur that that's correct. Okay, Council Lady Allen, I see that you're present. Councilman Roten, present. Councilman Nash, Councilman Bradford, Council Lady Hurt, Councilman Young, Vice Chair, thank you. Councilman Young. Anybody else present?
Councilmember Henderson, this is Freddie. I'm present.
Thank you. Councilman O'Connell, Council Lady Evans as well. I see that you are present. Okay, scrolling up and down. Okay. All righty. I want to thank staff for being on the call as well. I appreciate your patience. Budget and finance and affordable housing were pretty long meetings. And so with that, I will read this motion pursuant to the Governor Lee's Executive Order number 16 regarding electronic meetings as extended by Executive Orders number 34 and 51. I make a motion that this committee meeting agenda constitutes essential business of the Metropolitan Council, and that meeting electronically is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Okay, thank you all. So we're just going to kind of jump right into things. We do have staff on the call today from Public Works. I know Councilman Bradford is ahead of the game with his own graphic already designed for the open traffic calming application process. I went on there, I was like, Councilman Bradford, man, you're ahead of even the Public Works Department on social media on sharing that. So that has opened up today. And as well, we had spoken with Ms. Stone in the past about getting a little more transparency and just understanding on the paving process and the list of projects that were in the queue. And to that end, we have Mr. Reed, our paving program manager, with us here today. So I see Ms. Stone, Mr. Reed, and quite a few of our Public Works staff. So again, we express our appreciation to them. And Mr. Reed, I'm going to recognize you, and if you would like to just briefly explain to us kind of the paving program management, where we are on that, and then Ms. Stone, feel free to jump in as needed as far as sharing that information with council members. Council members, I think what we had asked for is just kind of an understanding of the process when you get informed that this is happening in your district, when the limit signage goes in and your constituents start asking you about the paving, and then kind of where along the way to get updates and with whom to speak. So with that, Mr. Reed, you are recognized. You can unmute yourself, Mr. Reed. Or staff, if you want to unmute Mr. Reed, please.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you. Well, I think I'd like to start off with, because I'm not sure everyone knows how the pavement management program works. In 2003, we hired a consulting firm, ARA, to help Metro implement a pavement management system in Davidson County. It's called Cartograph, and we've been operating this pavement management system for the last 10 years. It's probably, Davidson County, probably have the most advanced pavement management system of any other city in the state of Tennessee. The way the pavement management system works is we hire a consultant, ARA, comes in every year and they collect pavement condition data on half the county. The county is divided into 5 groups, divided by I-40, I-65, and the old 265 loop. And we collect groups 1, 3, and 4 in 1 year, and 2 and 5 in the following year. This data that's collected, we collect pavement distress data on every road. That's potholes, patches, longitudinal cracking, horizontal cracking, fatigue cracking. The distresses are input into a formula that calculates what's called an overall condition index. That formula is composed of pavement distresses, ride, which is the roughness of the road, and weathering. Each segment of road in Davidson County has an overall condition index. Davidson County has 2320 centerline miles of roadway, which computes into 22,000 segments. Each segment has its own OCI. And so what happens is once a roadway segment or group of segments is below 70, it qualifies for paving. It gets on a future paving list. To date, we have about $80 million worth of roads that qualify for paving in Davidson County. And what the paving office does is, off of that future paving list of roads that qualify, we generate a paving list based on the amount of funding we receive. We have already put together a paving list for 2021 that equates to about $20 million. That paving list is input into our capital fund management system that we put together for council. The only difference is it's planned and it's not actually seen by anybody until it's funded. So in the past, we would get our budget around September or October. Once we know we have funds in place, then we would take that group of roads that we have generated from the future paving list and actually apply funds to it. That's when it's seen by everybody else. So right now in the capital fund management system, when council goes in it, you can't see the plan, but you can see funded. But we can submit a planned list to the council at any time they would like. The only thing about the plan is it doesn't mean it's going to be funded. So what happens is once we put together a list from our future paving list, and then that list is funded, we take the funded list and we submit it to all of Metro Davidson County, Metro Water, Piedmont Gas, Traffic Engineering, Development Services, and we have to do that in order to coordinate conflicts in the right-of-way. And when we submit this list, we get information back from all the departments. I've got a water line on this road. I've got Google Fiber on this road. I've got this on this road. And so what we end up doing is either pulling that road or putting it on hold. As far as traffic calming itself, we submit the list to traffic and ask them for any striping or pavement marking changes that they would like. And we get a list back from the traffic office saying, I need a turn arrow here. I want you to remove the double yellow here. And those changes are made. Once we get this information back, then we're ready to generate a group paving PO and submit it to the contractor. At that time, when it goes to the contractor, the next process is before the contractor goes out and paves a road, they have to put door hangers out on everyone's home or business on that roadway, notifying them 14 days in advance that we're going to be out there paving your road. Not only door hangers, we have to put up construction signs. Everybody knows it's coming. And so that's before any castings are lowered, any milling takes place, anything. So 14 days in advance, then the project starts. And then we're into the construction phase. Are there any questions?
Colleagues, if you have any questions for Mr. Reed about the process, please raise your hand and I will recognize you. Council Lady Allen, you're recognized. You may unmute yourself.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Mr. Reed. I appreciate every word you paid in my district. My question is, before you know what the funding is, do you just line things up by their score? The one score is at the top of the list, or is there some adjustment at that point?
Well, there's a couple of adjustments. We have scores for everything, but some of the things that rise to the top are ADT, average daily traffic. Of course, a road with a 65 that has 5,000 ADT versus a road with a 65 that has 1,000 ADT is pushed to the top. The other thing that we look at is we take feedback from the council. If the council is, if you, the council members, are getting a lot of calls and complaints about a particular road, and you call the paving office and say, "Hey, Don, I've got constituents complaining about the road. Can you look at it?" And if it's on the future paving list and it qualifies, we move roads around due to that. We've had roads on the list, and we've had council call us and say, "Hey, Don, I really don't want that road paved right now."
I've done that.
The complaints, I would rather pave this road. So we take ADT input, the type of facility that it is, if it's a collector versus an arterial versus a local road versus a cul-de-sac, what council input, constituents input. So there are input that we take to come up with the final list, as well as, utilities on there, Google Fibers on there, you've got development on there, or, we spend a lot of time waiting on culverts to get repaired. I can put together a list, and there are 3 culverts that have to be repaired. So I have to wait on those types of things. But yes, we do take other things into consideration.
Mr. Reed, can you speak to Council Lady Allen's point or question? When you see that paving list and you see, that's a dead-end cul-de-sac. I've got this one out here that I know is more potted. I think it should be a priority. At what juncture in the process do you need that feedback? I know that Ms. Stone and Sissy are now including the link to the paving list in the Friday email. Can you let us know, is there kind of a date by which you are putting that out there and wanting that feedback?
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this year's paving list, we only looked at $6 million. So that $6 million list was presented to the council for approval before we started paving. So when the council tells me, "Okay, Don, this is good to go," I'm good. At that point is when I need for the council member to say, "Well, hey, Don, I saw the list that was presented to the council. Instead of this road, I would like this road." And that's the time we can change it before we present it to the contractor. Because we present whatever we're going to pay to the council before we do anything.
So, Ms. Stone, can you share with us, when is that comprehensive list quote, presented to us, and in what form? Because I feel like in years past, I recall receiving something like that, but I can't say I recall that in recent years. Can you just speak to that from the communication side when we'll receive that?
I don't know about specifically presenting it. I know we sent out the paving list at the beginning of this season. I believe it was in March, or probably in March, late February, early March, in a weekly update. It might have been in a couple of weekly updates, but I'm not sure if Don is referencing something that is submitted with the budget or not. And he or Sharon might know the answer to that.
I think what
You're muted, council member.
Thank you, sir. I think what I was going to share about the Friday update and including things there, I think we can become somewhat inured to the Friday update. I don't think we all always look at it. I think we need some sort of extra heads up or communication and some prompting, frankly. Like, this is the paving list for this season. Please review it. If you have any feedback, get it to us by X date. I think that would be more clear.
And Council Lady Henderson, can I add? And I don't have a problem submitting the council what we have planned. I don't know if you all want to look at that, because if we don't get the funding, then it's not going to happen. But at least it's planned, and you can go on and make your traffic calming recommendations or any other recommendations that you want to us for when it is funded. We don't have a problem doing that.
Okay, I appreciate that. And I think maybe that's the disconnect is, so I understand there is a long-term list that is the objective as scored through the, and that lives somewhere as planned. But then once the list is funded, so I guess I'm just sensing a little bit of a disconnect between planned and funded and what we get when and when's the best time to do that.
And I think that is, you all don't get to see the plan. You only see it when it's funded. And I don't know if by then it's too late or you don't have enough time to make a decision. But I was of the understanding that we submitted it to you all because you had to approve the funding. Now, if we don't, we'll make that happen.
I don't believe that's happening. I'm not saying it's not in a link or something to that effect, but I don't think that the council body is aware of that. So that's one thing we're just trying to suss out a little bit today, understand the process from your perspective, Mr. Reed, and then also from Ms. Stone, where are the touch points of communication that can help us engage the most constructively for our district, and also to make sure we're kind of optimizing future traffic calming, restriping stuff and so forth. Council Lady Evans, you're recognized, and then colleagues, we need to bring it to a close here.
Okay.
Go ahead, Council Lady Evans.
Thank you. I just wanted to follow up. I guess, Mr. Reed, you had been super helpful to me via email about Old Hickory Boulevard.
Yes.
And the state aid paving funding mechanism. And so I just wanted to know if you could share about the state aid component that's available to obviously some roads like Old Hickory, because that was really educational to me. And I think some of my other new people might appreciate hearing about that too. Thank you.
Okay. We have a state aid program that is supported and managed by Tennessee Department of Transportation, TDOT, and through federal funds. And this is a program to help counties help counties promote county roads, because a lot of counties don't have the funding mechanism that Metro does. I mean, because we are a city county government, we do have other funding, but we get a lot of state aid funding just because of our county. And so we take that money and we leverage it, 75% state, 25% Metro. The roads that it is that are applicable to for this funding are roads that connect either two state routes or two state aid roads. Like, in an example, Trinity Lane is on our state aid list. It connects Dickerson Road and Gallatin Road, which are both state aid routes. We're doing Wedgewood, which is Wedgewood 31st and Blakemore, which goes from 8th Avenue, which is a state aid route, all the way to 31st, which is a state aid route. We also have 12th Avenue South. And so when we look at state aid routes, we're looking at high cost projects that we try to not spend so much of our Metro funds on one project by using state aid funds. So Old Hickory Boulevard is another good example. It's a 5-lane major arterial, and it connects two state routes. So But the thing about a state aid project is because we're using state dollars, we have to first bid it out and get a contract in place, a low bid contract. Once we get a low bid contract, then we have to get a contract between TDOT and Metro. And that takes a process. Then it has to get a resolution, has to be approved by the council. Once that happens, then we got to get a contract between the contractor and Metro. So it's a lengthy process. To use Trinity Lane as an example, we just bid it out and just got a contractor on board. So trying to get it through the state aid process, it probably won't get paid this year, but it'll be ready for next year. So it's a great program, you know, and I've had a lot of folks say, well, how do you know that the state aid funding is not going to be jeopardized? We've been told by TDOT that the state aid funds are there. They're not going anywhere because too many counties depend on these funding. And so it's a way for Metro to pay, you know, you're talking about Wedgewood is a $2 million project. And we take a lot out of our budget just for one road.
Yeah. Mr. Reed, can you speak to how much in a typical year, like last year, how much in state aid dollars did we apply to roads in Davidson County?
Well, we probably get about $750,000 a year.
Okay, $750,000.
$750,000 a year. I've got a spreadsheet from TDOT on how much each county gets. And Metro, if I remember correctly, Davidson County gets about $750,000, which is more than the average county because we're a city-county government. We're special in Davidson County. And so,
colleagues, I did want to make you aware, Mr. Reed, I know you know, but TDOT now I think is putting a longer horizon on their paving schedule. It's going to be 3 years now. This is really ideal for the purpose of multimodal planning and traffic calming initiatives. And so that is new to TDOT this year because I know I personally experienced as a council member, you know, not really knowing something for TDOT was coming that, you know, maybe wanted to look at in a different way. So, Mr. Reed, is that something that you and Ms. Stone can kind of combine, or that will always remain as a separate document? But I think that would be helpful for, you know, I guess, or do you all just prioritize based on your paving survey which street you want to do, or is TDOT going to prescribe that?
are you talking about from a state aid standpoint?
Well, I guess what I'm confused about is state aid to me sounded like it's perhaps sometimes those routes that are technically not state routes, but they link to state routes, whereas then TDOT is paying for and managing the paving of an actual state route. Is that correct?
They're giving us state funds. We're doing everything else. And actually it's federal funds. So they're providing funding, which is almost like grant funding. But we're overseeing it, we're managing it, we're bidding it out, we're doing everything. So once we get the funding, the biggest thing is we have to meet TDOT guidelines. We have to provide all the documentation for local programs. We have to do all the inspection the way they want it done. We have to submit all the invoices according to their regulations, but they're not managing it. It is a Metro managed project.
Okay, every project, even if it is a state route, like Highway 100 or Highway Hillsborough Pike, I'm thinking of my own district, but even those state routes, that is a city with state money. So that's different, right?
Yeah, that's totally different.
Right, okay, so when you're talking about state aid, you're talking about local roads that link state routes.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And the TDOT though, and that's the list that's got the 3-year horizon on it, correct? Because TDOT is going to come through and pave Hillsborough Pike or Highway 100 because those are state routes and they will do those with state funds.
That's right.
Okay.
Those are TDOT
Right.
roads. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to recognize Mr. O'Connell, and then colleagues, let's try to wrap it up as quickly as possible. Councilor Hurt, I see that you also need to be recognized. And so, Mr. Reed, if you can give the most brief response to these folks, and then we can always follow up again. Thank you.
Councilmember Henderson, I'm happy to let my question wait for a later time if Mr. Reed can join us again.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Reed, I don't know. In these pandemic times, and as late as this meeting is running, we're the end of the agenda. Councilman O'Connell, why don't you just go ahead, since we do have Mr. Reed here. Go ahead.
Okay. I guess my question is, we had some really tough delivery scenarios on projects in District 19 and nearby, specifically with relation to deployment of bike lanes and bikeways. And I wonder, has Public Works considered departmentally breaking that off so we have almost a dedicated bikeways delivery process? I mean, we saw a few specific issues with vendors, but we also saw just some other, some just delivery issues and, some conflicts with some of the schedule around paving. And I wonder if this might not be streamlined in some way by making it a dedicated bikeways program of some kind.
Well, that would be up to my director and the council if you all want a dedicated bikeway program. I mean, we kind of do. I mean, Jason and Jeff do have it is a dedicated bikeway program. The only reason that the paving office got involved, council member, is I felt it would be bad publicity for us to put a brand new bike lane on an old road. And so other than that, paving wouldn't have been involved. And so I coordinated with Jason and Jeff to say, hey guys, these roads need to be paved. Let's pave them before we put a brand new bike lane on them. Because, it's no use in you putting a brand new bike lane on an old road at 5 years, 3 years down the road. We're going to come take it up and mill it up. That's not good use of taxpayers' money. So we kind of do have a dedicated bikeway program, but you can't take out the paving aspect because you don't want to go spend money on bike lanes. Pavement markings are not cheap. And what I didn't want to happen, even like on Ed Temple, is to go out and grind up 5 lanes of marking, put down new markings, and now you've got grind markings and new markings. That is a recipe for disaster. So that's the only reason that paving got involved in the program.
Okay, I appreciate that clarification. I know colleagues that are new this term, we used to have in the paving bucket, traffic calming and bikeways and everything were just in the paving bucket. We have separated those out in the capital spending plan now from accountability standpoint. But as you can see, all these things really do have to be aligned, and that's kind of what we're talking about here because we have a bikeways master plan, and we have a traffic calming program that we've just discussed is open now between July 6th and July 24th. And so, anytime and every time something is moving up the list for paving, it's important to make sure that we're coordinating that with, are we going to have a speed limit reduction? Do we need to narrow the lanes to that purpose? Do we anticipate a future traffic calming program? Thus, maybe we're going to take out the yellow center line. Do we have a bikeway coming? And all those kind of coordinated aspects. Okay, Councilor Hurt, you are recognized as our final question for Mr. Reed.
Thank you very much. I actually had my hand raised right after Councilmember Allen because what she asked was basically the question I was going to ask. But since that question has been answered, I do want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Reed for his responsiveness and thoroughness he has been that way with me long before I became a member of the council some 20 years ago when I started working with the Jefferson Street United Merchants Partnership. And he paved Jefferson Street very timely during that time and gave me more insight about how those things work. Even though that Jefferson Street had been put in the capital improvement plan or capital spending plan, it was years and years and years before it actually got paved. And he basically shared with me how those things happen. So I encourage all of you to seek his counsel. He's very knowledgeable, very thorough, very responsive, and I just wanted to thank him for being consistent over the 20 plus years that I've worked with him.
I appreciate that, Councilor Hurt. One last question as we draw to a close, Mr. Reed. Can you update us on our existing contracts and procurements? There was a paving contract put out about a month ago. We have a CEI procurement. I'm not sure where that is. And then who is at present doing our paving inspection?
Right now, Collier Engineering is still doing the inspection. And they will probably be doing it until the paving management contract is in place, which I hope will be in the next 2 months. And so, I've talked to purchasing and we've got POs in place to take us to about the 1st of September. So I'm hoping by September, purchasing has made a selection, we've given out an intent to award, and we have somebody on board. You're muted.
I appreciate that update. That was very thorough. Thank you, colleagues, for all your questions, and Councilor Hurt for your comments. Mr. Reed, we appreciate your time. Colleagues, if you have any additional questions subsequent to this meeting, please feel free to let me know or direct those to Mr. Reed or Ms. Stone. And then Ms. Stone, you and I think can just kind of confer as to, letting council members know what information they're going to be getting when about various capital projects, whether that's bikeways, sidewalks, paving, et cetera, and kind of where the touch points are along the way with those processes. Okay, so with that, colleagues, we're going to move back into our agenda. And let's see, if everyone else would please make sure they are muted. Let's see. Anybody else needing to mute? Thank you, Mr. Reed, for muting. Okay, I think everybody is muted. Okay, RS 2020-385 O'Connell, Murphy, and Henderson authorizes Nashville Underground LLC to construct and install an aerial encroachment, a sign at 105 Broadway. Do I have a motion?
So Madam Chair, I'd like to move to defer for one more meeting, please.
Okay.
With a brief comment.
Yes, please. You're recognized.
Well, wait for my second here.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Once again, this particular establishment has been recognized by our Metro Public Health Department for their failure to comply initially with public health order this past weekend. So I'm, again, kind of waiting for some more guidance from Metro Public Health to understand the nature of the communication that they're involved in, and we will proceed when we've got that information. Thank you.
Okay, the motion is for one meeting deferral. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against or abstaining? You can raise your hand if so. Councilor Hurt, if you would put your hand down. Okay. All right. Seeing no abstentions or no votes, we move ahead to RS 2020-401. Accepts a grant from Flow Inc. doing business as Cord to the Metro government. Let's see, what am I reading here? For access to technology tools to enable Metro to conduct a smart zone pilot program, or rather smart loading zone pilot program. Letter to approve from Councilman Mendez. This was discussed briefly by Ms. Constonis and Ms. Eichard from the mayor's office in budget and finance, where it was also approved. Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to move to defer one meeting with a re-referral to the Traffic, Parking, and Transportation Committee, please.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to make a brief comment if I get a second.
Okay. Is there a second for Councilman O'Connell's motion to defer one meeting? I apologize. Am I hearing a second from anyone?
I believe I heard a second.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Councilman O'Connell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On this one, it was a little unusual to me to see this come through without a referral to Traffic, Parking, and Transportation, because it seems to be about a management program for loading zones, which I would expect would fall under the purview of that committee. So I just want to make sure that committee members there, whom I brief regularly on the activities of the Traffic Parking Commission, get an opportunity to review this as well.
Okay, on the deferral motion then, Ms. Eichard, would you like to be recognized as to kind of the time frame on this? If this is something that has a need from a timeliness standpoint? If so, you are recognized.
Sure. I think Teresa Colsonis from Legal is on the line as well. We have an accompanying ordinance that is also needed to run the pilot program that we expected would achieve a referral to the Traffic and Parking Commission as well. This is the grant resolution to move just the contractual agreement. It's not time sensitive. We can certainly have a deferral, but I just wanted to let you know there's a separate piece of legislation that will track starting on the July 21st council meeting. It's an ordinance, so it'll have 3 readings, and I think that was one that we expected to be referred to TMP. Terry, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, the reason this one was not referred is because it really is just a grant agreement. So all this does is agree to receive in-kind services from Cord for free.
Okay, Councilman,
the other ordinance would be referred.
Okay, Councilman O'Connell, knowing that there's a subsequent ordinance that's traveling a little behind this to go through traffic and parking, do you wish to amend your motion, wait for these to align with each other? What would you like to do?
I guess I'm open to let me ask this from the administration's perspective: is there a matter of urgency to get this done before that ordinance, or does one meeting deferral hurt here?
No, I think we could. That's fine. Yeah, we were planning on that in the event that happened. I just wanted to let you know that this was not the piece of legislation that TMP might want to have some more robust discussions on. This is just the grant resolution for the contract.
I still think it'd be good to have that committee if it's not going to cause any disruption, Madam Chair. I think I'll continue with my motion for just a 1 meeting deferral.
All right, with a re-referral for this piece of legislation as well to come into your committee. And so Ms. Eichert and Ms. Costonis, then for purposes of discussion, right, since we're deferring this at this juncture when we intended to discuss it here, I know Councilman O'Connell and I, sometimes we struggle is the wrong word, but there's sometimes some redundancies, right? Things that go to public works also go to traffic and parking, and rightly so. But is there any merit in discussing this here at this juncture, or should we just wait and have them both track through? Like, will that ordinance track through this Public Works Committee, or do we just want to keep it at present? Like, we'll just keep this grant agreement coming through our committee, and then the larger ordinance can just go through traffic and parking separately? or do you want them to both track through both committees?
I think tracking both through both committees would be ideal personally.
Okay, I appreciate that, Councilman O'Connell. Alrighty then, so colleagues, the motion before you is a one meeting deferral with a re-referral or not re-referral, with a referral to Traffic and Parking Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any against or abstentions? Okay, seeing none, you recommend a one meeting deferral. Next, we have resolution RS 2024-27, Cash, Murphy, and Henderson, amends ordinance number BL 2019-1712 to authorize the Metro government to abandon existing sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements, and to accept new sanitary sewer manholes and easements for 5 properties located on Belmont Boulevard and Compton Avenue. Councilman Nash, I see that you are present. Would you like for a committee member to make a motion to approve?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do I have a motion, committee members?
So moved. So moved.
Okay, a motion and a second. Councilman Cash, is there any questions that you have for staff about this? Or
No, I
wish to say.
No, I think it's a pretty basic, like, sewer abandonment on Belmont and Compton.
Okay.
Administration legislation.
Yep. Okay, we thank you for being in the meeting. Committee, all in favor, please?
Aye. Aye.
Any voting against, any abstentions? Seeing none. Okay, Councilman Syracuse, I see also that you're here. I just want to make sure staff gets you on our roll from earlier. I'm not sure if I mentioned your name. Thank you. Okay, RS 2024-28, Hall, Gamble, and others accepts a flood mitigation assistance grant from the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency to the Metro Department of Water and Sewerage Services and authorizing the acquisition and demolition of 2 houses located in various floodplains in Davidson County. Councilman Hall is not present. I always like to ask the district sponsor if they just want a motion to approve or need to delay anything for any reason. So with that, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, with a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays, any abstentions? Okay, seeing none, we're moving on in the agenda. You recommend approval. Okay, bills on second reading. BL 2023-26, Syracuse, Murphy, and others, renames a portion of Old Elm Hill Pike between McGavick Pike and Ermac Drive to, I can't see this, Sims Branch Way. Okay. Councilman Syracuse, are you looking just for a motion to approve?
I am. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm here if there's any questions whatsoever about my choice of a new name.
Okay, well, we'll give you a brief moment to explain it after we get a motion. Do you have a motion, please?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Syracuse, you're recognized to explain Sims Branch Way.
Thank you so much. So this came from Emergency Services. There are no addresses on this short stretch, and there is another section of Old Elm Hill Pike about 1.5 miles down the road, and so it was causing a bit of confusion. So with that, I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any voting no? Any abstentions? Okay, seeing none. Okay, we are, you recommend approval. Moving on, BL 2023-27, the last item on our agenda. O'Connell, Murphy, and Henderson authorizes 900 Church Street LLC to install, construct, and maintain underground and aerial encroachments in the right-of-way located at 900 Church Street. Councilman O'Connell, do you have a motion?
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any staff present on the call, or Councilman O'Connell, do you want to explain what new building this might be downtown?
This is just a new development project on Church Street, right? Kind of tucked in there as you get over to what will be the Nashville Yards project. It is independent of the Nashville Yards project, but will be residential project, and I'm looking forward to having more Nashvillians with the opportunity to live downtown.
Okay. Already with that, colleagues, any other questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions or no votes? Okay, seeing none, you recommend approval. Thank you all very much. I want to thank again Mr. Reed and staff. Having a short agenda today, we thought it would be good to take some time to explain the paving program. So I appreciate everybody's patience with today's meeting and the good information that was shared. And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.